like whatever, all the roughhousing and everything. Um, we would, well, he would tickle us too, like while we were wrestling. And the way to make him stop tickling us is we would like get up and like puff out our chests and say, Care Bear stare.
Yes.
And then he
Yes.
had to stop.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
It was really
I
bad.
can't
We
remember.
had it in college too. Like all of us were
Oh,
like, okay, we started picking out our favorite. And then our guy friends are like, well, we're the Care Bear cousins. And so it was,
that's right.
yeah. Yes. It was wild.
There were Care Bear cousins. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember any of the Care Bears, to be honest with you. I'd have
I
to
don't,
like
don't get me
watch
started because I can
an
go.
episode. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. I just remember the Care Bear stare. So and all the stuff would shoot out of their bellies, which
Yes.
is,
The
kind
goodness.
of weird. Yeah, it's a little weird, but it's fine. It's fine.
Nowadays, yes.
Um, yeah. All right. Well, to get started, I did want to kind of highlight this hydrating cream mask because it is the sample in the lookbook. Now, have any of your people gotten the lookbook yet? Because all of my people have said no.
Yeah, same. I
I
haven't gotten it yet
it
either.
was it was supposed to be mailed 10 days ago. Like
Mhm.
almost like yeah. So
Yeah,
I don't know I mean I got mine, I got mine in the mail. So it is on its way. So I don't know if that's Mary Kay or post office or both, but um it is it that is what the sample is. It could have either I kind of the lip gloss, but they did the cream mask instead. Now for people who are telling me that they can't come to the PJ's Masks and Possibilities event, I'm letting them know, like, well, you've got a sample coming in the lookbook. Let me know when you've got it. Try it. Let me know what you think, and I'll let you know about a special deal I have for you.
right.
I don't know what that deal is yet, but it'll
Yeah,
be something,
understood.
right? Yeah, might be like just 10% off the mask or something. But yeah, now this mask is wonderful. So when you get yours in the mail, do try it, and you can use it in a couple of different ways. Ashley was sharing that last week when we were going over the Galentine's show. Um, I have used it not both ways. Mainly like to go to bed with it on because that's what I'm used to with doll mask. But you can use it before putting on makeup because and call it like a pre-glam routine because it'll help you have more dewy skin. So,
Mm.
like a kind of a dewy finish. I'm sorry, I gotta blow my nose.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, so just kind of do it in the morning. You don't have to rinse it off if you're going to use it for like, pre-glam. Let it, kind of sit for about 20 minutes as a moisture surge and then do your makeup afterwards. And that'll be great. So I want to try that tomorrow and see how that feels and what that looks like. Now, I have used this on my hands last night before I went to bed. I used it as a hand mask. Wonderful. Absolutely. Because my hands get so dry in the winter. And I mean, I started using like gloves to do dishes, and I never did that. I never
Wow.
liked the idea of doing that. But I started doing that because I was getting like the cracks like in my
Mm.
in my fingers, and it doesn't heal and all that stuff. So anyway, great thing to put on your hands, your elbows, your knees, your feet, to sleep, before you go to bed. Leave that on. Incredible. Now, the superstar ingredients are shea butter, glycerin, and hyaluronic acid. And something that was pointed out, did I mention? I may have mentioned this during the party or during the event, the Galentine's show, but the shea butter, is a moisture barrier, and water-based products cannot penetrate shea butter. And so that is why we put this on top of our moisturizer,
Mm.
right? Because our products are water based. And so the skincare, so the moisturizer would just sit right on top of the mask and it would never get to our skin. So make this be the last thing that you do for that reason. Um, It's also something you could do after satin hands, right? I'm just thinking of like all of these things after we exfoliate to really lock in that moisture. So this is a fantastic product, very versatile, something that I think is going to be very easy to sell, but we've got to know about it and we've got to talk about it and follow up about it. So when you're following up with your lookbook people, kind of highlight a couple of things that you want them to know. What is it that you want them to know? Do you want them to know about the ingredients? Do you want them to know that you can use it anywhere on your body, that you can use this, what the shea butter does? Um, what do you want them to know? And yeah, it's a great thing. Now, I also think that this would be a great thing to have at a party and let people put it on the back of their hand after satin hands. Like, let's just put it on the back of one hand. We're gonna go through the party and we'll see how it feels at the end, because it'll be at least 20 minutes, but with that it'll kind of like soak in and absorb in, and then you can compare. So great product. Now this product is 24 bucks. Awesome price. They're still keeping it at a great price for us. So I do love that. So having it be the new mix and mask with this and the charcoal masks makes it a $50 purchase altogether. So that's a nice round number. I like that a lot. I'm trying to think. Hydrates for 12 hours. That's another thing you might want to know. Um, yeah, and your skin is going to feel calm while looking renewed and refreshed. It's awesome. It does it all. We're calling it a hydration hero. Hydration hero for that. Um, all right, now the lip glosses are awesome. Do you know that they are limited edition? Limited is different from special. They don't expect that they will have these lip glosses when the new summer catalog comes out. So this is limited edition means that they've projected to only have enough for one season. Special edition, they project that they'll have those products for more than one season, right? 2 or 3 seasons. And once they're sold out, they're sold out. But beautiful colors, they really are. And they feel so great.
I love the lilac.
And then what's that?
I love the lilac one.
It is so
Yeah.
nice. That's what I was putting on. And I kind of feel like I didn't put it on like this right half right here. And it feels a little weird. It looks a little weird. But yeah, it is. It's so pretty. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, it really is. I like it a whole lot more than I thought I was going to. I thought it was going to look so different, but yeah, I love it so much. Um, the after sun replenishing gel, keep this in mind too. If there was a product to stock up on,
Yeah.
because it's so annoying that they haven't had this be our, regular line. Now this is special edition. So that means Mary Kay has projected that we will have this for at least spring and summer. So that means this will likely be in the summer lookbook as well. One can only hope. One can only hope. It sells out fast. And there are women in Mary Kay that buy 50 at a time. They just do. They really stockpile it. So I wouldn't shy away from getting 10 of these on your shelf. I just really wouldn't. It's just, yeah, the only way you wouldn't sell it is by not showing it and
Right.
not telling about it, right? That's the only way you
Right.
wouldn't sell it. So get it so that you can sell it and you can make money on it. And think if this is a retail product of 20 bucks, think how much money do I want to make off of this product? If I'm confident in this product, we know it sells out, we know it's so good. How much money, if you buy 10 of them, you're going to make $100 profit, right? Do you want to make $200 profit?
Right.
How much do you want to make off of this one product? Think that way too. Think about your profit margin. Okay, so we're going to keep on going here. I think that's all I wanted to share about the products, just to make sure that that was top of mind. They're on sale for everyone now, and they are on the website. So they are live. They're everywhere. Um, and of course, oh, and the bronzers. Okay, now these are limited edition as well. These bronzers, same ones that we had last year, but remember we had our snafu with the
Packaging, the
with the
shipping.
products packaging, and yeah, so we've got them again, but limited edition. So just keep that in mind as well, having those. Um, okay, I wouldn't necessarily say stock up on the bronzers. I don't know if that's something you have to stock up on. I don't think it's a bad idea to have some, or at least communicate them to your glamour girls
Mm.
and let them know that hey, let me know I can get them now, get them while they're still available so that you don't stock up on them but you're communicating so that you can get them if they want them.
Right.
That might be the uh I don't know. And that just goes to me. There are other people who are super glamour girls and they'll be like, oh, I am stockpiling this because we don't have a regular line bronzer and we should, right? And they want and you know what? I could agree with that. I could be convinced of that for sure. So yeah, but I do a lot more with skincare. So that's just me. All right. I think we're gonna go right into our boss babes here. And where is my boss babes booklet? Hold on. It is. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's right here. Okay. So we've got the final one. Now we've got Julia Mundy Garner today. Um, Miss Texas herself. Oh, Lily just walked in here. So I am excited about Julia. I think she is such a hoot. She's such a hoot. This lady, if you haven't noticed her with Epic Winning Wednesday, everyone was like, "Who's that lady with the big blonde hair?" Because it's just like she's a character and she's great and she's a lovely lady. But wow, she is Texas. All right,
Bigger
so
and
let me
better.
pull her up. I know it'll be great. All right, let me grab this here. Share sound. There we go.
Hello, beautiful and brilliant Mary Kay consultants. We are so excited you're here. We've already begun. Next half, best half, baby, right? We are already in that final 6 months of our seminar year, and I know you are ready for it, right? It is our theme in our national area this year. My name is National Sales Director Julia Mundy Garner, and I'm so honored to be with you today, to be sharing from my heart and just praying by the power of the Holy Spirit that you receive exactly what you need to take your next consistent several steps of faith towards creating it, because it is time for you to shine. It is time. And I'm so excited to be part of this with you. My first pace setters was taught by one of Rena's first line sales directors, the impeccable and amazing Judy Stats. And we were required to be at her studio in person, dressed professionally, no later than 5 a.m., knowing that most of us would be then heading out to work from there. Can you imagine? Are you so excited that you are on a virtual Boss Babes Pace Setters instead of that? We graduated eventually to an 8 a.m. Saturday morning in-person Pace Setter. And the requirements were just as stringent because you see, for those who choose to move with God, He is never delayed. He is never wondering what he should do next, what you should do next. And that's a higher calling than someone who just wants to play in some Mary Kay, right? So I'm so excited that you and I get to have this conversation about it, because truly, again, it is your time. So as I was thinking about just remembering that pace setters experience, so it was the only one I'd ever known growing up in Mary Kay, and it required a lot of me. I will tell you, I think over all of the years of pace setters that I ever attended, I only graduated from one. I got kicked out from not getting to do my homework and having it turned in on time and having done enough of it. So I hope that you will embrace that IPA sheet that is part of this program, or if your national has one, that tracking, that consistency. Everybody can be tempted to want to put our head in the sand and hope nobody notices. But if you think about the ostrich and how cute she is, when she sticks her head in the sand, y'all, her cute little fluffy butt is still sitting up in the air for everybody to see. So we got to keep that in mind when we try to put our head in the sand. It is time to own it and take ownership of it, knowing our numbers, tracking it. What we know is what? Attract number grows. Well, I want you to know that I might have been voted the least likely to succeed. I was so resistant in the beginning. I'm so grateful that my sales director was so patient and kind and filled with grace. Deb Miller, mwah, forever and ever, amen. Thank you for loving me and never settling for what I kept telling you was all I was capable of. How blessed and highly favored are we to have leaders who refuse to accept the limitations we seem so committed to sticking to, right? Let it be the season where we free ourselves from those shackles of limitations that no one has placed on us but ourselves and walk fully into our calling for this season of it. It is time. So I want you to know that when I did sign my Mary Kay Beauty agreement, I asked two questions. I said, I just want to make sure I never have to have a party and I never have to have a team member. And the amazing Jim Miller's like, actually, both are true. You never have to do either. What we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and book 8 and hold 5 in your first 2 weeks of those parties. Then we'll never do one again. But it's really important you do that in the beginning so that your confidence muscle is super strong in both the products and your people skills. And I, in my naivete, said, oh, okay. Okay, well, I want to be confident in the product and I have no confidence in my people skills. So this is a great plan. So I actually booked 9 and held 9. You better believe I became the queen of coaching. If anyone agreed to be my hostess, my coaching of them was, remember all those parties you've ever held that I came to and bought something from? It doesn't matter to me if you're excited about my Mary Kay. The answer is yes. Would Tuesday or Thursday be better for you? I just need a few faces to practice on. So it was not the company's very professional script for us to use, but it got the job done, sugar. My first party was a 0. You're welcome. You can truly start at the bottom. And the great news about it is there's only one place to go, and that's up. From there, though, in the course of that next 2 weeks, I sold over $2,000. Again, proof that it's not where you start, but where you finish. And also the fact that when you have a great attitude, you literally can do everything wrong with the right attitude, like Mary Kay taught us, and it will all work out right if we have that pure heart. So I seemed committed to my no recruiting goal. And I held a facial where I sold almost $500. She bought the entire roll-up bag. And she said to me as I was packing up, we'd gone up to the car together. I'd filled her roll-up bag, given it to her, made sure she understood, remembered, what she was doing first, second, third, etc. And she said, I think I'd like to go ahead and do it. And I said, awesome. Do what? Had not shared the opportunity, of course, with my commitment to having no team members. And she said, I think I want to do what you do. And I go, oh, what I do? Like the Mary Kay thing? And she said, yes. And I go, oh, I don't know about that. Like, if you want to come to the meeting on Monday, it's really far from here. But if you want to come, my director can tell you all about it and you can make that decision. Y'all, I dropped her like a hot potato. Now, I did make sure she knew where she was going, and she did meet me at the meeting, and she did sign up, and she became a qualified team member. But clearly it was not because I was so fabulous at convincing anyone or even talking about the opportunity. From there, of course, though, Deb Miller said, I know you didn't want any, but you have one, and if you just get 2 more, you'd know what to wear to the meeting every week. You'd have your red jacket, your white blouse, and your black skirt. And I was like, I'm in. If I just don't have to try to decide what skirt or dress I'm going to wear, that will provide so many solutions for me. Y'all, sometimes the reasons we do things aren't the reasons we, quote, should do them, right? Just the next step. But God knows and works with us anyways. Again, thank goodness for grace. So I began on a quest of, let me just see if anyone else might want to become a Mary Kay girl. And sure enough, several months later, that did happen. But I want to tell you about something that happened in between because it's so appropriate for our topic today. I attended at that same woman, the amazing Judy Stats, first line to Rena Tarbett herself. a workshop in the back of their home in like a beautiful barn dominium type thing that she had as a training center. And she had brought in several other Target sales directors to teach different classes. So I was proudly in the senior consultant class. And I was sitting on the front row so I'd be sure to pay attention. And I had my notes all ready. And I remember because I was not feeling confident that day. I wasn't sure that I was even supposed to be in this class. My team member had already kind of done some wishy-washy situations. But I was an obedient girl, so I was in the class. Front row. And my teacher, Target sales director Kathy Davis, looked me in the eye in front of like 30 other women and said, Julia, it is time for you to become a red jacket, to step into that. And y'all, I burst into tears. I felt so singled out. I'm sure she meant it as an affirmation, but I was mortified. Anybody else, an introvert in our screen time here together that can relate? And and she's like, oh my gosh, Julia, no, I mean it in the most positive way. And I looked at her, and it was one of the first times that without me pre-thinking about it, it just came out of me. It came out of me. And I said in front of all those women to Kathy, I want it to be true. But how do you know that I'm supposed to be a red jacket? I'm not leading well, myself or my one team member. I can't, there's no evidence that I see that that's the path that I should be taking. But I would love it if that was the truth, that God wanted me to be in that position. And y'all, I'll never forget, she lowered her notebook that she was about to teach from, and she leaned over the podium and she said, that right there is why I know it is time. And she got tears in her eyes. I'm getting emotional just telling you. And she said, it is not for the chosen few. It is for the few who choose. And your heart is crying out to you to choose it. Let's move you up into red this month. And y'all, a peace came over me. I decided I would doubt my own doubts and believe in the belief that others had in me. And I would step at least into that part of my calling. It's interesting because I said we had a flip chart back in the day, and there was a picture of a red Grand Am in it. And I would always say, at every facial or party, I would say, now, this is the first free car you can earn the use of with Mary Kay, and that's one of my goals. I said it for months and months, a couple of years. I said it. No one ever asked me about it. And finally, someone said, well, how do you do that in the middle of a party? And I again said, do what? And they said, earn the use of the free car. And I was like, let me get back to you on that. So it became clear to me that even though my sales director talked about it at every meeting, I had no clue. I was affirming something I didn't even know the information about. It was time for me to become a little more educated about what the career path could offer me. So I had a phone call with the amazing Deb, and she informed me. And so I decided at that moment, sometimes we make these vows to ourselves. And I made a vow that as soon as I recruited my first star consultant, I would know it was time. It was time for me to earn the use of a free car. Well, several more months went by. The air conditioner went out in my car. My spouse decided that instead of fixing it, it would be so motivational for me to just earn a free Mary Kay one, which irritated the fire out of me. So I didn't know if really I was working to earn a free car to prove him right or wrong, but I was mad, and that was providing the fuel that I needed, right? And so lo and behold, I did what Rena Tarbert told me to do. I had a date book filled for the day I got home from seminar, as well as that first week that I'd be back. And on that party that I held the day after I returned home, the hostess said to me, I think I want to do it with you. And I said, it, like the Mary Kay thing? And she said, yes. And since I've helped you fill all these orders at your car for my big party, I want to do it like you do it and get product. So what size do you think I should get for my inventory? So we went over, because I was prepared. Be prepared. before opportunity knocks, right? We went over the inventory brochure. She came in as a star. That's what she chose. We wrote on pencil and eraser and calculator. We did her order right then. She went and got a money order, handed it to me, and I drove it to distribution. And as I did, I thought, well, I've been saying it. As soon as I recruit a star, I will go on target for my car. And so I called Deb and I said, I know we don't have a whole lot of the month left, but Shelly just came in as a star consultant. So I need to go ahead and get on target for my car this month. I had quick conversations with my other three, did a couple of parties for two of them, recruited another one, and away we went. Y'all, sometimes it really makes a difference what we decide we're going to do once something happens. What have you been waiting for? What did you make an agreement with yourself about that you've been waiting for something to happen instead of just grabbing it by the tails? You know, God says that we have authority over so many things, but I found as women, what we want authority or control over are the things He says for us not to. What if this new year we decided we're going to take authority over it, meaning all the things He has said we can have authority over? Our attitude, our belief, doubting our doubts, spending time in our vision book, in our affirmations, making sure the top 5 people we're hanging around with are the cream of the crop, the best that there is, those that call us out and cause us to rise higher. Are you feeling any fear at this moment? Are you thinking, gosh, Jules, this is a lot. Like, you're speaking to me, but I'm feeling a little anxious. What if you're not feeling fear because you're afraid of doing it? What if that anxiety is simply a sign that God is inviting you higher, deeper into intimacy with Him, higher into a belief level of leading yourself well with Him, so that He can fill you to capacity, perhaps expand your capacity so that you can receive His provision? What if it is all about that? What if it is all about you acknowledging any fear or anxiety and then saying, the Lord God has given me authority over it, fear. And so therefore, I choose to lay you down and pick up that shield of faith, that belt of truth, and take my feet ready and willing to share the good news of this amazing Mary Kay opportunity far and wide to all I know, believing that as I do it, God Himself will provide for me and my needs. What if that was the decision we decided to make at this particular time? I believe it is your time to shine. I believe Mary Kay has been waiting for a leader just like you. So will you accept the challenge? Will you move from just emotionalizing and envisioning to actually speaking out, decreeing and declaring that this is the day the Lord has made? This is the season that He has appointed and anointed me to step into my calling. It is time for me to be the woman He created me to be, so that other women will rise to their full potential as well. I believe you are the women that will do it and bring millions more with you. Godspeed as you chase your God-given vision. Mwah. Love you big.
Okay.
Mm.
She's great, isn't she?
Yes, that was a lot. That was
Yeah.
packed. Mm.
Yeah. It was packed. Well, what did you hear? What do you, what's one thing?
Oh, one thing. Stop doubting my doubts.
Mm,
That that was probably the biggest one. And then she reiterated it later when she said, like, have authority over your doubts and fears. So yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do that. I do the head game thing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't need an amen corner, but yes, I know.
Yeah.
So if I could
Yeah.
just stop it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. yeah, instead of thinking that the doubts are real, decide the belief is real.
Mm.
You know, doubt the doubts, doubt the fear. So, yeah, yeah, because fear is false evidence appearing as real. It's
Yeah.
not real, it's false. So, made up things. Um, Yeah, I mean, I just, she's so good. And so one of the things that she said, I mean, because she kind of went over like several things. It wasn't just one thing, that it was time for her to do. It was like, which is true. That's like our whole journey. Like it becomes, there's
Yeah.
time to do
It
each
grows.
step along the way. And one of the things that I could relate to was she said, when someone asked her about, well, how do you earn a car? And she's like, what?
Yeah.
You know? Telling people I'm gonna earn that it's my goal, but I don't know how to
I don't
do
know
it,
how to
right?
do it.
Yeah, but she said it was time for her to get more educated on what the career path could do for her.
Mm,
So, and I remember that
mm.
when I went on Target for a car and I didn't know how to earn a car, it was time for me to get educated on how you earned a car. And it was time for me to get educated on how to go into DIQ and how to finish DIQ. So what's the next thing that I need to be educated on, for my next step and what it can do for me and for my family and, what the work looks like to support that goal.
Yeah.
So, because that was something, was that last week's speaker? It might have been Keisha. Oh, Lakeisha Chisholm. I think she did talk about how um, her goals didn't always match, her activity, right?
Mhm.
And then, yeah, so to get to that, so yeah, so how does her story inspire you? What is like your biggest takeaway?
I would say that's number one. If I were to choose another one, it would be prepared for the opportunity before it presents itself. So that's the being educated thing. I put stars and circles around that one because um, when you're prepared, it's less likely to get in your head. And
Okay.
there's some things I need to refresh on, um, especially with the classes we have. I was looking at that, like
Yeah.
I have not done those classes this year, and it's already February, almost March. So I need to just refresh
Oh,
some things, just because I have it doesn't mean I don't need to. I need to keep it fresh. So that, and then
right,
now I just added in what you just said, get more educated on what the career path could do for me. Um,
right,
if I had the knowledge, then that could fight off some of the doubts and fear. So,
right, right.
and I know some
Absolutely.
of it, but it's just,
Yeah,
you know, yeah.
yeah. Well, when are your next parties that you've got? Like what are those dates for those?
Well, I just booked a party today for Saturday, Frida.
Oh, good.
So,
Oh, good.
yeah, we're nailing down the time, but it is going to be this Saturday. Um,
Okay.
Brittany is March 1st, and I have two parties on the March 21st. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Both of those, I have one in the morning, one in the afternoon. And that'll be those from that party. So I have those, and I'm
Okay.
working on a few. I've got more bookings. Those are the
Good.
parties. So
Okay.
yeah.
Good. All right. Get those guest lists, pre-profile those guests.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to do that. That's a big thing because
Yes.
Mary Kay always said a party worth booking is a party worth coaching.
Yes. I've got
So,
two of the names and numbers from Frida. I'm going to get the other one tomorrow. So
okay.
yeah.
Good. Yay. Oh, I like Frida so much. That'll be fun. She was great. So,
Yeah.
all
The sweetheart.
right, awesome. Awesome. Well, how were your sales? And, so I know you've got all those bookings, so that's great, 4 parties. And then do you have anybody for the PJs masks and possibilities?
Yeah, I have five for that. So
Good. Awesome.
five for that. And then I have two facials, and those two are guys. I'm trying to get them together, but
Okay.
might be separate. But yeah, those are just two guys that don't want to be with girls in
Okay.
the facial. So yeah, I have seven faces total with 4 parties total on the books right now.
Right. My Asher just blew me a kiss.
Aw,
He's a
sweetie.
cutie. He really is. He really is. Okay, cool. And then how were your sales from last week?
I did 140 last week. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. Very good. And what are your goals for this week?
I want to hit 3 this week. That was my goal before all the things, so I'm going back to
Okay.
that. And this customer calls is what helped with the week before and this week, and then of course that party did help too. But
Yeah.
300 a week, that's what I'm going for.
I think it needs to be higher than that
Ooh,
because those lookbooks should be dropping this week. It's only Monday,
okay.
and you have a party.
And I have a party. Okay, so this week, not necessarily all weeks. This week, 600.
Okay. That's what I want to know. Just what this week is. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't need to know averages for all weeks. I just need to
Okay.
know what this week is.
This
Yeah.
week. Okay,
And
yes.
yeah, because you got to keep your eye on Star Consultant too. That's on
Yes.
March 15th. That's a week,
Yep.
that's a
A
month
month
away.
away. Yep.
Yeah, you got to hit that.
Yeah. So none of my people have their books yet, but looking at to that today was what you call it? President's Day. I know the mail wasn't running.
Yes, that's
So
true. That
I'm
is
gauging
true.
it
Yeah.
hopefully tomorrow. I get my book tomorrow, then I'll be making phone calls on Wednesday. That's my prayer.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Um, I should come up with like a message to post, that people can use for following up with PCP too, regarding that mask. So, um, yeah. All right, cool. Well, I'll let you go. I think I'm going to go say goodnight to my kids. I think they're getting to
Yeah.
bed and I'll do that. But thanks for joining me.
Thank you. I need
Everyone
to book a
else is,
call this week. I'll
yeah.
get with you and find out when. I'll know when I get in tomorrow.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. I'm at the school Wednesdays and Thursday. But I want to take a lunch or something. I can still like do like a phone call in the middle of the day. So if a lunchtime is good for you, like I'll try to kind of take a lunch during that and do a couple of phone calls because I need to do phone calls too. So
Understood.
yeah. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, have a good
All
night, my friend. Good to
right.
chat with you. And
Thank
yeah. All right. Talk
All
to you
right.
later.